click is ETG. Eat the goose. Eat the goose. Yeah,
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Don't shoot. Which I need some proof. Just watch my videos, man.
Video and then,
2 racks a
just
week.
showing all your 2,500. I said, okay. All right, that's good with that.
68 hours, so it was $2,075.60.
I work like 70, I don't remember, like 73, 74 hours. I made like 3,400, close to 3,500.
I made $2,001.
62 hours, and I had 2,400.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
All right, let's get it, ladies and gentlemen. Man, y'all know what time it is. Here we have another winner of the 2 racks a week challenge, man. Let's get it. Here we have another contestant, man. Jose, man, I'm gonna let you do your own introduction, man. Let them know your name, even though I already said it, but let them know your name, what market you driving in, and which platform do you mainly drive on?
All right, so my name is Jose. I mainly drive in the South Bay, so try to stick around Palo Alto and the airport as much as I can. And then when I do, I go up into the city. I've been driving for about a year now. I actually got into it because Ronnie here was posting on YouTube, and I was like, at the time I was working for like the county, San Mateo County, the county job, keep in mind, right? And I saw how much you were making. You're posting these 2 racks a week. I was like, and I looked into it. I saw the hours. I'm like, bro, I could do this. I could work, I could work hours like crazy, Started doing it. And at first it was a little bit of a learning curve from what I learned, because most jobs, you get paid an hourly rate or a salary rate. Here you make what you work for. It's it was a bit of a grind at the beginning, learning where to go, where to not go.
Yep.
But eventually I picked up the hang of it, man, and I started getting really into it. And honestly, these last couple weeks I've been very, very motivated. I've been trying to really stack up and really get to like 4K a week, just to double.
Okay.
Yeah, I've come close, but I still haven't hit it. The most I think I've got was, I think I just sent it, which was this last 2 weeks. It was I think 2,000 on Uber and like 1,500 on the other one. I'm not sure exactly.
And you pretty much multi-app, correct?
Yeah.
I'll show the screenshots.
Yeah.
Okay, so the 2 screenshots that you sent me, do you remember exactly what that amount, total to end up, being?
I think it was like 3,400, 3,500, I want to say.
All right, hold on. I'm about to show them the screenshot. Let me change my focus mode on my camera real quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, since he multi-apps, bam, I'm going to show you the first screenshot. And this is from LYFT. You see it right there. 57 rides, 51 hours, 18 minutes, $1,067. And you see his name, so that is him. Then bam, we gonna show Uber as well. Bam. 71 hours, $2,398, man. And 71 hours. How the hell did you drive so many hours? How did you do it?
Honestly, I've been trying to rack up more. It's between, so at first when I started doing Uber, my friend was also working at the county. I had gotten a Tesla at the time, just for separate reasons. And then I started doing Uber, and then I showed him how much I was making. And then he ended up going the exact same route. He rented a car, saved up, and ended up buying his own car and started doing Uber.
Okay.
And then it started getting more competitive. And now we have a third friend that's joined us, right?
Like y'all.
And now it's getting a little more crazy competitive. At first the goal was like 2,000. Once that became a little bit more easier, we started pushing more and more. And we're just money motivated, man. And that's how it all started. But since our third friend ended up joining, we've had this ambition to kind of go for like 4,000. You know, we all four want to hit it. Well, all three of us want to hit it in the same week, ideally. Um,
Ooh,
and I feel like it is possible.
yeah.
I don't think it's too hard actually. I think if you drive around 14 to 15 hours a day, right? Which
Hmm.
seems crazy to most people. I know it is very possible. You know, I did the averages. I looked at how much I'd have to earn. You have to earn about 35, which if you get a lot of practice and you know your area and your market pretty well, it's pretty doable on both apps.
Hmm.
So especially with the surges, obviously we start at 3 a.m. and we ride the wave, right? So at 3 a.m. to like maybe like 9, it's popping. We'll make most of the money for the day. And then it's just, you know, trying to maintain that earning as high as possible.
Right.
But yeah, so how I got to those hours, it was just it's a lie kind of a little bit because on it says Lyft and Uber, it says 7150. It's not really, you know, because they're both on at the same
Same
time. So
time. Mm.
yeah, what I usually do is I'll leave them both running for the most part. I'll turn it off if I get a really long trip, but if I have a short one, I'll usually leave the other one on just to kind of see how the rides are going, which app is better, which
Yeah.
app is more dead, which app, you know,
Hmm.
and that's kind of how I got that going. But in terms of the hours, like I don't really feel it too bad after
Right.
driving so much, you know. It was a little, especially driving in a Tesla, it's a little more comfortable. I can see in other cars it could be a little more comfortable. I feel pretty comfortable when I drive. It's not really exhausting for me.
Hmm.
The hardest thing at the beginning was dialing in the sleep, though, for sure. Going to sleep like at 8 p.m., 9 p.m. It's not fun.
Right.
So
Right.
that was something I struggled with at the beginning. But after I got on track and got my sleeping schedule, it was really, I mean, you're just driving a car. It
Right.
ain't
Right.
that bad.
Yeah, yeah. Sleep. I mean, sleep is definitely important.
Yeah,
And for all the audience who's like watching this video, he drives in San Jose, California market. Because you said, the South Bay. People don't know what the South Bay is.
yeah.
So San Jose, California, and he multi apps, and his total came out. What was it? With both of the apps, it was what 34, 3,500.
3,400, 34,
So
35, something like that.
yeah, so he made over 2 racks a week. So we got to get two in, not too shabby, and not too shabby again, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so how did you even come across the like my my videos in the first place? You was on
I was just
YouTube, just
Yeah, I was just on YouTube to be honest, and I don't know, it was a short. I think it might have popped up. Actually, no, it wasn't even shorts at the time. I don't think you were doing them yet,
okay,
but I don't know, man. I just looked up. I think I looked up Uber for some reason. I'm not too sure why, because I had done Lyft years ago. I'm
okay,
talking just like 4 years ago, right? And I was horrendous. It wasn't as popping, you know. And I think a little bit of the reason was because I gave up a little too soon, and I think that's what
mm,
most people do, you know. They see because my friend right now that recently got into it, he almost quit just because he was driving a gas car. He wasn't really making. It wasn't really busy at the time he was working, you know. And I
mm,
feel like that could really derail someone. You know, if you have a bad start on your first couple of days and
yeah.
you're not earning as much, you're like, this ain't worth it, you know, but it takes a little time.
Yeah. So let's talk about that because you just said that you drove, like 4 years ago, but you gave up a little bit too early. Then you mentioned your friend.
Yeah.
And now look at you, you making, $2,000 easy, three thousand
Yeah.
dollars aiming for 4,000. What are
Yeah.
some of the things that you done like you did differently to even hit this amount now and help your friends hit this amount as well?
So for sure, definitely the timing of when you drive. If you drive during certain hours, it's a little bit better than others. So I found that what works best for me is 3 a.m. and
Mhm.
definitely the places I do drive. So I try to take airport rides in the
Yeah.
morning
Hmm.
after like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Because there's really nothing coming in at like 4 or 5 to
Right.
the
Right.
airport. So
Hmm.
usually what I'll do is around 6 a.m. I'll start accepting them. So I get there around 6:30. Maybe there might be someone coming in, and then I could usually get a ride into the city.
Hmm.
Then so I could get another ride back and forth. That's really where most of the big money is for me.
Hmm.
Just getting rides from SFO out of SFO into the city and then back into SFO. And because if I always it doesn't matter how much it is, usually I'll take it
Right.
just because I know there's a good chance I'm gonna get an instant ride out and it's gonna be a pretty decent one.
Right.
Um, I do drive in San Jose a lot. I prefer driving in San Jose because it's less stressful. I don't like going into the city too much.
Right, right.
If I get stuck in there, it's just, it's a lot more stressful on the mind for sure. Driving in the
Right.
city versus driving like down in San Jose, Palo Alto, where it's like more calm. You're not really in too much of a rush. It's not
Hmm.
no crazy traffic.
Yeah, but even
Mhm.
prior to you've had coming up this strategy, because
Mhm.
now like you talking like a seasoned vet, but it was
Yeah.
something that you told yourself like, okay, I'm gonna try things differently. Like, what was it like? What was the catalyst? Like, did you see something, or did you was like just breaking down the numbers? Like, okay, I want to try to make a certain daily amount because you know everybody has some type of like epiphany, like
I
they get
see.
to a point where okay, I got to do something differently. Like, what
Yeah.
was that? That point for you. Like, what made you want to just go out there and grind?
So I think what really I got really lucky because when I started, which was about a year ago, I think there
Hmm.
was a shortage of drivers. There was surges. Like every time I'd wake up, I'd see
Okay.
20, 20, 20, 20. So it was odd because I wasn't really getting to them as much as you would think, because
Yeah, yeah.
usually I get rides and they take me away from them.
Hmm.
Um, but at the time, there was a lot of rides. It was very busy. The rates were pretty high already, even without the surges. So I was making good money on
Hmm.
Uber. So that's kind of what got me motivated. It wasn't really like I found like this schedule that kind of worked. It was like I got lucky and I had a great start to begin with. But I think I got humbled a little bit when it came to the winter season.
Yeah. Okay.
It was my first winter season. But luckily at the same time it was raining like crazy and I was able to work.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there was some good surges during that, but yeah, after that, it was a learning experience. You sometimes you got to work a little bit harder for less, which doesn't sound too ideal, but that's kind of the mindset I just had. I just told myself I got to work. It's better to make 30, because at the end of the day, if you look at it hourly, I feel like you'll get easily discouraged
Yeah.
versus looking at it as a total amount in the day, because
Yep.
at the end of the day, what you bring in for the week is what you bring in for the week. But a lot of
Exactly,
people,
man.
yeah, so I had to get out that hourly mindset because if not, it would have really messed me up just because the numbers would sometimes get to the low 20s, 20, 25s.
Hmm.
Um, but I think the biggest thing was just me accepting that, hey, it'll be bad some days, it'll be good some days. And that's kind of
Hmm.
what I've told my friend. It'll be good some days will be bad. That's just how it is. There's no
Right.
other way around it, really.
Exactly, man. I always say that like because some people, oh well, how much did you average per hour? Like they make a big deal out of that.
Yeah.
That was never really my concern or focus. My
Mm,
focus was just executing, just
yeah.
putting the time in, just simplifying the strategy, putting the time in.
Mm,
So a lot of times it averages out to the your daily goal. For instance, like if you get out there, let's say you drive for a few hours, I'm like, damn, it's slow. All it takes is, 2 or 3, long trips, then you
yeah.
back in the ball
Yeah.
game. And it's crazy
Exactly.
how it happens like that. You're like, damn, man, it started off slow. Then, oh man, I got like a $30 trip. Then let's say you go to the airport, then you get like another trip back from the airport. So, within, an hour or so, you made like 50 plus dollars. So yeah, you gotta definitely put the time in, man. So
Yeah.
that's just how it is. So, talk about like the transition, from leaving like your job to, doing this full time. Like did anybody try to discourage you, or did they look at you like you was crazy? Like, oh, why would you give up that job, give up benefits, to drive do rideshare, drive Uber and Lyft?
It was actually kind of easy since it was a contracted position and it was
Mm-hmm.
coming to an end at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, man, seeing your numbers and just seeing how much more you would make, it just made it a really easy transition. As far as like pushback, I don't really remember any. If I did get any, I didn't really listen to it.
Right, right, right.
All I saw how much you were making, and then on my first couple of days, I saw how much I was like, I don't care.
Right.
And then I learned so much through tax. I don't think I could ever go back to working like a W-2 job just because I know how
Mm-hmm.
much there is in write-offs.
Yep.
I'd have to make so much money just to, match what I make now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But people don't take that into consideration. I feel like they look at, oh, you're spending money on your car, you're spending money on gas, electricity, whatever it is,
Hmm.
maintenance and all that. That's what they see. They're like,
Yeah, exactly.
I've even seen some stories where people think it's like, hey, you're making no money at all, and I'm like, that's not true at all.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Let's focus on that for a little bit. When people say you're not making no money at all, like what do you value most about doing ride share, like driving Uber and Lyft, and just doing it full time?
I think sorry about that. Give me 1 second. I think what I enjoy the most is the flexibility that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Because just recently I took like a whole month off of Uber
Mm-hmm.
and Lyft just because I had so much money. I was comfortable, I'd saved up so much.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy the flexibility, and some days I don't. Oh,
Uh-oh. Damn, I don't know what happened. Just gonna wait till you come back in. Damn. Okay, so we'll just wait till you fall back in.
whew, sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I'll just just cut this little segment out. And yeah, so all right, we got all right. Hold up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Jose back. He had some technical difficulties, but we was at you was explaining what do you value most about ride share, driving Uber and Lyft.
Oh yeah, yeah. So pretty much, yeah, like I said, man, the free time,
Mm-hmm.
all that, and just there's a lot of like secret little benefits that we get as drivers for
Yeah.
sure. Like I think the biggest one for sure is the health insurance, which is
Mm-hmm.
that's like the most easiest one to get. It's 15 hours a week, I think, average on
Like
both ends.
yeah, something like that, like 15 or like 25.
Yeah,
But you have to do like 325 hours each quarter. So I forgot
yeah.
what that equals out to be. Maybe 24, 25 hours or so. So, that's real easy, man. That's
It's
easy.
really, yeah, especially, yeah, it's really easy. And that's like, I think an extra, what, like almost 10,000, twelve thousand
Yeah.
dollars a year. Yeah, it's free
Yeah.
money. How I see that.
Hell yeah.
Um,
And
yeah.
also if you have the
Mm,
uh like the platinum, was it no, the diamond status, I think
yeah.
every few months or whatever you'll get like additional $800. So it's
Really?
definitely yeah, it's definitely,
Oh,
a
man.
lot of benefits, but most people benefit, just the autonomy, man. Like, people they want to go out there, make money on their own terms, on their own time, and
Yeah,
take time off when they want to. People get into this because they want control of their life, and
yeah,
that's what's the most attractive. And most of the time, people who have negative experience or
yeah,
something negative to say, they're not winning, they're not putting the work in, and like you said earlier, they have more of an employee mindset. So I want you to talk a little bit more about like that, coming from like an employee mindset, shifting over to like a more entrepreneurial mindset, working for yourself. Now you working crazy hours.
Yeah.
Like, talk about that, that readapting, like,
I, I think
process.
I think so when I was working W2, right, I would
Mhm.
look, you're not really looking too much at like the taxes, and I feel like that's what a lot of people in general don't look at, how much you're
Mhm.
getting taxed. So when I went and I guess working for myself, it was a lot of research that I had to do, a lot of things I had to learn on my own, how to save money on taxes, because that's a big thing. You have to do your own, you have to figure this all out on your own. And it kind of sucks because I feel like there's a lot of Uber drivers out there that don't know that. I've
Yeah.
talked to them because I've taken Ubers, and when I talk to them, they don't have no idea about the mileage deduction. They don't have any idea
Yep.
about like the write-offs or anything like that. So I think for me, learning that whole process was really enjoying, like learning how much money I'm going to be getting, well, saving on taxes, learning how much I'm going to actually be paying on taxes,
Mhm.
working with an accountant, tracking my miles and all that was really, it kind of added to the experience of work. It's kind of like you do everything for yourself. Everything is
Yeah.
in your benefit. So for me, that was a really, really big thing and a really big reason why I don't think I could go back to W2, because
Right.
they try to get you with all these benefits. They try to get you with all these things. And, when you
It's a
look at it,
trick, man.
it's perks. It's perks. It's, like they
Yeah,
give you
yeah.
perks to make you feel happy, make you feel like you're winning. What you don't get in your money, they're going to give it to you in perks. But I'm more about the money, because I could figure out how to do all that other stuff on my own. And
Exactly.
most of the times it ends up being cheaper if you go and do it through your own, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, man. See, it's not even 100% about the money. Like, the money is cool, but
Mhm.
man, the most important thing is just being on your own time, man. It's no
Yeah.
better feeling. And
Yeah.
for the people who's new to my channel, watching these 2 racks a week challenges and hearing all the winners, share their thoughts. You know, if you really out here driving, you talking to people. Most people they hate what they do. They don't want to
Yeah.
go into work, especially on Monday. They're miserable. You can see it on their face. You can see their body language, and I love every last minute of it. And only thing you have to do is just ask them, "Oh, you going to work?" Like, yeah, it's Monday. They're like, "Oh, you should be happy. Like, you don't want to go in? No, well, call in. No, I can't." They miserable, man. They sit
Yeah.
up here and talk about career this, career that. What they fail to realize, I think most people really don't really think about their decisions that they're making.
Mm.
Like, do you really want to do something, for a company or whatever for 20, 30 plus years? If that's what you want to do, fine. But I don't think most people do. So they
Yeah.
transition this, they making more money, and they trying to, slowly but surely figure things out. And if you have the right type of personality, like, being self reliant and actually willing to learn, then this could work out for you. Like Jose was saying, he learned about taxes, he learned about, more than himself, like, damn, would you ever, you probably couldn't even imagine, yourself working these crazy hours like a year and a half ago, could you?
Nah,
Like,
nah, nah.
yeah, like if once you had that job, like, okay, Jose, we need you to come in work like 70, 75 hours. You like, what?
Yeah,
But
nah,
it's
that'd be
totally
crazy.
different once you're doing it for yourself, man,
Oh
because,
yeah.
yeah, because get your confidence up, man.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
you said two of your friends, they drive too, right?
Yeah.
So once you show them, I'm pretty much like sure that they followed after your footsteps, correct?
Yeah.
So once you showed them that, how quick did they sign up on these platforms? How
So
long
my
did it
friend
take them?
almost instantly, man. I
Okay.
showed him is it. It took him maybe like a week. I said at most. He was doing Uber Eats, and then he rented his own car,
Hmm.
and then he saw how much money there was, and it didn't take much for him to commit into getting himself a car. It was really easy because he's very motivated to working for himself. He's very about his money as well. So it was really easy for him. I've had other friends that I've told it about, and they've tried it, but it's not really for them. It's not really for
Yeah.
everyone,
Hmm.
you know. The third guy, like I said, he almost he almost quit.
Yeah.
So he had been signing up, and I think he was waiting for his background check. He was waiting for all this stuff to clear, and it took him a while before it all actually happened. So
Yeah.
it was like months, a long 3-4 month process
Right.
from when
Right.
he signed up. He signed up pretty early, but then when he got on, he got discouraged. the first couple days, but
Mm-hmm.
I think by the third day, because I told him, hey man, like I said, it's gonna be good. Some days will be bad. I just didn't want him to quit. I told him give it a whole week. Like how you say, give it a whole
Yeah.
week, man. See how much you make, and then decide if it's worth it or not. Don't just stop
Mm-hmm.
because you're having a bad day.
Yeah. And
It's
when
not
you
like other. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off. Like when you say he had like I guess like some bad days or he's getting discouraged. In your opinion, what do you think he was doing wrong?
So I realized this
Hmm.
pretty early on myself. If you reject rides, even if they're like, I guess, dog shit in a way, you'll end up making less money than you would if you were just like waiting for those good rides, I guess.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just have to know when to accept those
exactly.
shitty
Hmm.
rides just because you can't no money, some money beats no money. And
Yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
sometimes I've heard stories, some people will just sit there and they'll be rejecting all these bad rides, reject, like, and 20 minutes will go by. You
Hmm.
could have done that one shitty ride and made something. Now you've made nothing. You just
Yep.
wasted your time. So at the beginning, that's what he was doing. He was just rejecting. And this was, I think, in like Memorial Day, or like the weekend, Memorial weekend.
Hmm.
So I'm like, it's gonna be a little bit slower, and it was pretty bad for him. I think he said he made enough just to pay for the gas and what
Damn.
he had worked. So he was rejecting a lot of rides, and
Yeah,
I told
yeah,
him, bro, stop rejecting them. Just accept everything. You're new. Just accept every single
yeah,
thing you get, and
yeah. That's good advice.
he
Hmm.
ended up doing that, and then he got encouraged because he like you said, those sometimes all it takes is those three back-to-back long trips. And that's kind of what happened. He got a lot of good trips out of the airport, and his mood completely changed from
Yeah,
in the morning
absolutely.
to like the afternoon. It was a
Yeah,
big shift. And then now he's gotten more and more motivated as he's made more money, as he's seen how the app kind of works. He knows what
yeah.
to kind of, because we kind of nudged him. Me and my other friend, we kind of nudged him because we'd been doing this for months. We told him, where to drive, what rides to accept,
Exactly.
when not to reject orders, when to accept orders, and he's gotten a lot of good advice, and I feel like that's been really helpful for him,
Man,
having someone.
absolutely. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good advice, man.
yeah,
Because a lot of people, now when I first started driving, they even have these, type of features as far as being able to see exactly where your rides are going. But now, people, know your worth, decline, decline, decline. And like you said, they end up making no money,
yeah,
especially if you knew, man. If you seasoned, it's like you could decline because you know exactly what to think. And I mean, not what to think, you know exactly where to be and what rides to accept. But if
yeah,
you knew you just want to get in this declining mode, it's like you don't know where to be, you don't know how the flow of things is going to be. Just accept
yeah,
it, and take your time. And the money's going to be there, but you have to learn, man. It's a bit of a learning curve as well,
yeah.
because it's one thing when you watch videos compared to like you actually getting out there putting the work in,
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
being disciplined, staying positive while being out there. That's a whole different animal. But
Mhm.
um, but yeah, shout out to you for having your friends and getting them motivated and getting them on the platform, because that makes the whole driving experience a lot better.
Yeah.
Because if you and your boys out there, I already know y'all probably in the group message, y'all texting like where you at. Y'all probably meeting up for lunch. Like, bro, that's how I got started
Yeah,
too, man. It
yeah,
makes it a lot better because it's like y'all
yeah.
making money. Y'all, I'm up and like, oh, let's meet up here for lunch. And y'all just kicking, enjoying life, having a good time, making money.
That's a write-off.
Y'all like, well, yeah, how much you at for the week? Like, damn, you had 200 some dollars. Like, fuck. Like, where'd you go?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
man.
man.
That's exactly how it is. Yeah, that's how those conversations go. Yeah, we have a
Hmm.
whole group message.
Yep.
Yeah, we be calling each other in between rides and just, seeing where
I
to
already
drive,
know.
where we gotta go. Yeah,
I
where's
already
it
know.
busy? Where's it
Hmm.
popping?
Yep.
Yeah, we have those, yeah, exact phone calls.
Yeah, man. I've been there, done it. That's a great thing, man.
Yeah,
Because
it is.
if it was out there by yourself, it'll be fine. But once you got your boys out there, because
It's a whole
then
different
it's
thing.
like they live in the same lifestyle as you. Then you're like, hey, man, let's go somewhere. But okay, you ain't got to. Oh, let me ask my boss. Let me ask my boss too. And like, all right, we're gonna go here this day. Let's go. All right, and y'all
Yeah,
just have a good time, man. It's like it's a whole lifestyle,
for
you
sure.
know. this 2 racks a week lifestyle. That's what it's about, man. You know, living life on your own terms, taking life, you know, in your own hands, man. So since you, you know, you season now, you know, making 3,000, close to 4,000 a week, and oh yeah, real quick, if y'all, let's say, make $4,000 in a week, all three of y'all in the same week, I want to bring all y'all back on the panel, man, because that would be epic. All three
All
of
right,
y'all.
for sure, man. I'll let them know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And if they make 2,000, you know, tell them, and I'll have them on as well.
All right.
You know, but yeah. Since you know season and you know you making 2,000-3,000 plus, like where do you think people go wrong? Like what's like holding them back or preventing them from making 2 racks a week?
So I think a lot of people, they get comfortable, which in some cases might not be a bad thing. You know, if you're making 2K and you're cool with 2K, if you're making 1,500 and you know, also a lot of people are limited, you know, and
Yeah.
in their time, you know, they have other jobs. And then I think the third one would be people not thinking it's worth it at the beginning, having a bad start, like I
Ooh.
said, like I had, you know,
Mhm.
thinking, hey, this ain't worth it, you know, because they've only done it for like a little bit. So they don't really, you know, you can't
Yeah,
really,
they don't stay with it. Yeah.
you know, stay with it. And the fourth one, man, I think it's just honestly a lot of people are just lazy.
Yeah.
It's just how it is, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, I could sit here and say, I'm pretty sure I could say I made 4,000 a week working 14, 15 hours every day in the week, right? And that's, if you think about that, that's like 16,000 a month. I don't know how much, that's probably close to 200K in a year, right?
Yeah.
Just
Something
off
like
of
that.
driving, which
Hmm.
it ain't that bad. It ain't that tiring. Even if you did it for just 1 month, you know, to grind, you wanted to rack up 16K.
Yeah.
I could say that. I could give all the advice. I could tell everyone where to go, where to drive, what to do. No, I don't think a lot of people are gonna do it. I could give all this
Nope.
advice. They're not gonna do it
They
because
not.
it's not that easy to just go out there and do something like that. So a lot of it just comes down to people not being hungry enough
Mm.
to go out there and go do that, you know.
Yeah.
But I think making 2K is not hard at all. You know, it doesn't require too much effort. You could probably get it off with both apps, working 10 hours for 6 days, I think.
Yeah.
If you
About 60
practice,
hours.
yeah. Yeah.
Yep. That's like I say, man, 60 hours,
Yeah.
you know, 2 racks a week. But like you right, man, you could tell people, oh, this what you
Everything.
do, they ain't gonna do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
So I think
exactly.
people they have to get to a point in life where they just tired of, you know, the
Yeah.
results that they're getting. Like they have to, it has to be something that's gonna kickstart them because watching videos and you know people telling them shit, it's like you could put them in the car, they still ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
So it has to be something like a breaking point. Like man, fuck this, I got to go out here and make something happen, man. Like
Yeah.
something dramatic and like something that's gonna be emotionally compelling so they can actually go out there and do it. Then once they actually do it, stay with it, you know, then they finally hit the two racks a week, man. It's gonna be life changing. So
Yeah.
once you hit 2,000 and 3,000, first I want you to tell me how did that feel once you hit 2,000, then how did it feel once you hit 3,000?
The 2000,
And how
it was
fast did you make it
it,
after watching like, you know, my content and stuff?
it's pretty insane. I think the second week, you know,
Okay.
first, yeah, second or third week. The 3,000 one was a little bit more challenging. It was a little bit because I had a little bit more of that laziness to get up there. It took a little bit of driving,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah. Um that one was really, it felt really nice. I think I hit my first one in January, and
Okay.
when it was raining like crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
That's when yeah. And then I had this recent one that I hit. I hit it because I had taken a month off. And then when I came back, I was really hungry and I'm like, I want to see how much I could make, you know, and I had
Mm.
downloaded Lyft. I downloaded Lyft. I was my first week doing Lyft full time
Hmm.
because I had the app obviously because I had driven and I had used it a little bit, but it wasn't really all that great by itself. From what I noticed it has to be paired, and at least in where I drive, it had to be paired. It couldn't really be. I've seen it do really well in San Francisco, but in San Jose, it's more of a just like a second option.
Hmm.
And sometimes they have nice bonuses and all that, right? So when I got to that 35 that I hit this week, I was like, okay, you know, I looked at how much I drove. I'm like, I could easily make $4,000. I think, and I think every week I could make $4,000
Ooh.
running both apps. I really do. I really do. And
Okay.
I'm actually gonna try it this whole next 2 months because I'm moving to Denver in about 2 months from now.
Okay.
So I want to see how much I can make from now until then,
Mm-hmm.
just working crazy hours. And
Let me
I'm gonna try to
know.
hit 4K every
Mm-hmm.
single week. I'm gonna try to get the goal is to make over 30K in that little 2 month span, you know. But we'll see how it goes. I honestly think it ain't that hard, but it's a lot easier to say it. We'll
Yeah,
have to see when I
yeah,
do it.
yeah. Because like the strategy is simple, man. Especially if you're running two
Mhm.
apps. The more
Yeah,
time you spend on, the more money you could
yeah, the more
potentially
money.
make.
Yeah,
But what gets in the way is people, they discipline and
yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's just like the hardest thing, man. Especially if you can't sleep at night.
yeah. That's
Sometimes
the
I
hardest.
trouble. I have trouble, staying asleep. I wake up and my mind just racing, thinking about stuff. I'm like, damn, I'm up for an hour and
Yeah,
stuff. But yeah, man, I wish you nothing but the best of luck. I hope you do get that 4K and that
yeah,
30,000 in 2 months. Then I'll definitely bring you back on and tell that story
yeah,
because man, it's like this is life changing for a lot of people.
yeah, for
Because
sure,
if you could get out
definitely.
there and grind, make 3,000, 4,000. Some people may, oh, that's all he doing is driving. He has no life or it's not healthy. But it's like nobody's forcing you to do this. So
Yeah,
you proving to yourself what you're truly capable of doing. So if you could
yeah,
drive, 80, 90, 100 hours a week, then let's say, all right, I'm done with this. I'm gonna take a step back. Even if you
mm,
decrease it, 35 hours, you do like 65 hours or
yeah,
55. That'll be like a breeze for you. And
yeah,
that's what people fail to realize. It's like in the process of, trying to earn 2 racks a week, they working hard, they
mhm,
overcome adversity. It's like, they getting past those mental, mindset barriers that they have upon themselves and they finally make it. And it's like, damn, this wasn't as hard as I thought it was.
yeah,
My
exactly.
mindset was just fucked up.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think a lot of people end up working like crazy hours already. If you, especially in the Bay Area, man, you know how
Yeah.
traffic is out here.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I hear people commute. It's about an hour. I hear people commuting all the way from Tracy.
Yeah.
All the hour and a half away. It's crazy.
Right. Longer than that with traffic. Yeah.
Yeah, and they do that every day. It's like 3 4 hours in their commute, right? And they work about 8. You get like a lunch. You don't get paid for it. It's like it adds up to like 12 13 hours at the end of the
Yeah.
day. you know and a lot of people do that and they make less money. Even people that have like a shorter commute, they still end up wasting about 10 to 11 hours of their day. Me, when I start, I can get a ride, so my day starts as soon as I hop on the app.
Exactly. You don't
Man,
got to drive
so
nowhere. Just bam, pop on. And
yeah,
that's the beautiful thing about this because you could be anywhere, you know,
yeah,
anywhere in California. You just sign on Bing. Like, oh, we got
yeah,
action. Let's go.
exactly. Yeah,
So yeah, man. Shout out to you, man. This is pretty good, man.
thank you.
So, but yeah, before we get up out of here, man, I want you to leave. The people who have not made $2,000. Well, two things: the people who have not made $2,000,
Mhm.
or the newcomers that's gonna be watching this who haven't drove took any rides yet. They just
Yeah,
in the process of signing up and they still on the fence about it. Why should they drive Uber and make $2,000 a week?
the biggest reason is I think the money. One, that's one.
Mm-hmm.
you could if you want to, if they want to, they could hop on a calculator, look how much they make on a W-2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they could they could hop on and then look at how much you'd make as a self-employed driver, right? And then you could kind of figure out those tax deductions, which I think I drive about 300 to 400 miles a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the deductions ends up, like, let's say I make 100,000 and then I drive 100,000 miles. I think that's like 65,000 that's deducted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just from just driving, right? Off of what
Yeah.
I make, right? So I'll only pay taxes on 30, 35K. Is that right?
Yeah. Something like that.
35
Yeah.
35K, right? But I made $100,000, and you can go and do all these expenses, right? They can go do all these expenses and figure it out, but you'll only be paying $35,000. Well, you only be taxed on $35,000, which is
Mhm.
very, very low. And at the end of the day, when you take your whole income and what you've actually earned, you'll only be paying, I think, this might be like what? I want to say they'll pay 5 to 10K on that 100,000 they've earned versus a W
Yeah, but
two.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have long story short, you have way more write-offs
Yeah,
from
you'll
doing
have way
this.
more money. You'll have way more money.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot better. Your 100,000 will mean more than a W-2 100,000 all the time.
Right.
Yeah. The biggest thing I'd say for them is just drive consistently for 2 weeks. If you don't like it, you could always quit. No one's forcing you, like you said,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't that
Job,
bad.
a
You're just
job is
driving.
waiting for you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody hiring, nobody want to work. So you could easily find employment somewhere, man.
yeah.
You know? But absolutely. And one last thing, man. Why is this 2 racks a week challenge so important for the rideshare community?
For the rideshare community, I
Or
think
just in general?
just
You
in
know,
general.
just yeah.
So, and yeah, when I was working, right, I'd
Mm-hmm.
get I think 1,000 a week,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's from my W-2 job. So when I saw 2K, I'm like, your life could really change with that. That's double the money already right there. And I was working at the county. That's double the money. That's huge for a lot of people, man. All you got to do is have a driver's license and a car, and if you don't have a car, you could just rent a car. It's very easy to rent a car, get out there and
Right.
drive. So I think, yeah, having the opportunity to just need a license and a car and be able to make $2,000 is huge.
Right.
There's a lot of
Real
people with
quick.
families out there that can't make that money working 2 jobs.
Right. Right.
So being able to do that rideshare definitely makes it a lot easier for a lot of people out there. And I really hope a lot of people could figure out how to get it together and drive, because it's a great opportunity for a lot of people to make a lot of money and really change their lives. It was definitely life changing for me. It's made everything easy for me. Like this move to Denver, man, I'm gonna be paying for everything. My girlfriend's gonna be doing her master's out there,
Okay.
so we'll be able to pay for everything while she's out there. So all she's gonna be able to do is just focus solely on school, which is like a huge. I could never do that, even with
Well,
a
focus on
whole
school.
degree. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's just too
yeah,
boring, man.
it
Like,
was
what is this
crazy.
garbage?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's man. Okay, that's one of the motivating factors right there. Yeah, that
Yeah.
move to Denver. I was wondering because it's always something. It's always
Yeah,
like a
it's
why.
awesome.
Like why are you working so hard? Because some people may look at you like you crazy, but you
Yeah,
got like a goal in mind.
yeah,
And it's well thought out. So that's like all of this starts, within the mind, man.
yeah.
You setting goals and, even let's say you transition to doing this from, a normal 9 to 5 W-2 job and you
Mm,
start driving. Let's say you go from making anywhere from 500 to 1,000, 1,200 a week. Now you
mm.
driving, let's say your first week driving, you make like 15, 1,600. You still increase your income.
Yeah,
So
you
over
did.
time, you'll get better and better. So it's
Yeah,
like you pretty much guaranteed to make more money, doing this if you have like the right mindset. Then
exactly.
once you make more money, I'm telling you, it's going to be eye opening because you're like, what the fuck have I been doing this
Yeah,
past, few years or whatever
yeah,
I've been doing? I just been selling myself
yeah,
short. I've been over here getting told what to
100%.
do, 15-minute break or maybe 30-minute or an hour lunch. Now I could, take matters into my own hand and make more money. And it's like,
Yep,
okay, go from 1,500. Like, let me set goals. I'm gonna start this time. I'm gonna do this instead. Then,
yep,
maybe I could save enough money to get this. Then you start working harder. It's like your mindset start to shift, man.
yeah. No,
So
for sure, definitely.
that's what this challenge represents, man. It's a lot deeper than making $2,000. $2,000, yeah, it's cool, it's surface level, but everything, the person you become in the process, the change within yourself, that's what it's about. And that's what's, a lot of these nerds on the internet really are missing because they don't care about us. What about benefits? What I'm like, bro, man, shut
Yep,
up, man. Shut up.
yep,
But that's just how it is, man.
yep.
But shout out to the Bay Area. We got another one. I know we had one a few weeks ago. So yeah, man. another one in California, and we're gonna keep this thing going. We getting close to 60. I think your number maybe 57 or 58. I can't remember. So we're gonna keep this thing going. Maybe once we get to 100, I might have to plan like a link up or something. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I think that would be cool
Yep.
and have like 2 racks a week winners link up or something. But yeah, I want to thank you, Jose, for coming on, sharing your story. Keep grinding, man. Wish you, a safe move. Keep inspiring people. Your friends. You just pretty much changed their life too. So that's an inspiration, and that's why we do what we do over here. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll, guitar, piano, Ronnie Speed, over and out, 2 racks a week challenge. Holla back. Peace.
Racks a week. Ronnie Speed. Yeah, Ronnie Speed. 60 hours.